I'm happy to say that I'm having a reasonable midlife crisis. You know, I bought I buy records and I bought a tube amp. I'm not going to drive it into a wall. You know, I'm not going to get in trouble for fucking it. But it was weird. What sort of inspired it is I had these records, and there weren't even that many records. There's about 300 records that I had, and I had them since high school. I don't know. I mean, I'm 49, so like when you go through the records that you stop buying them at some point, right around when CDs came out. I don't even know when that was, in the late 80s maybe. But you can go through your whole life with these records that you have. Like I could see, like, okay, I was trying to, you know, relate to the townies I grew up with. There's a lot of some Skinner, some Bad Company, had to do that. And then at some point, you know, like, oh, that's where I met the guy in college. All right, so then all of a sudden, like, there's a lot of Bowie and some Eno and some Fripp. And then there's like, oh, there's college, there's OMD, and I was a little confused. And I go through a little gray area there with who you were. And then you sort of move into jazz and other stuff. But I got this tube amp. The story of the tube amp is essentially, you know, tube amp is what you play records to if you want it to be pure. You know, pure tube sound. Just like from the record to the speaker, no fucking with it. So I interviewed Jack White. I'm not dropping names, it happened. So I interviewed Jack White. And I go down to his place, right? And in his studio office, he's got a wall of Macintosh tube amps. All right, these are the best, American-made, beautiful, right? And I've always been fascinated with them. And I'm like, he's got like 15 of them. So in my mind, I'm like, if he's got 15, I could afford one, right? So I get back to LA and I immediately go price Macintosh amps. I go into one place and I'm like, that's the one I want. I said, Jack White has those, man. How much is that one? The guy goes, $14,000. And look, I could have put it on my credit card, but look, but the truth of the matter is, if you don't have $14,000 to comfortably throw away on a fucking tube amp, there's no way you're gonna enjoy music through that thing. If I would have bought that thing, every record I put on, I'd be sitting there going, nah, this doesn't sound like $14,000. Maybe I'd move this knob. No, it still doesn't sound like $14,000. And then eventually he'd go over to some other guy's house and he just had a cheap setup and he'd listen to the same record and it'd sound perfect. And he'd just sit there going, I'm a fucking idiot. So I found a more reasonably priced tube amp. And then I decided, now that I'm back into records, this has been hanging over me since high school. I'm like, I've got to understand Beefheart. Now, like, okay, some of you are gonna get this shit. I don't, you know, Captain Beefheart has been hanging over me. Like this weird, you know, cryptic, you know, like I will never be smart enough or large enough of mind to assess and understand Captain Beefheart. Like, it's just been hanging there. But as soon as I started getting into records, I was like, I gotta fucking understand Beefheart. And the day came where I bought my stuff, and okay, it was a Sunday morning. My girlfriend was hungover, and I remember this well because, like, there's a couple things I could do. My girlfriend's hungover. Generally, it would be to reprimand her, and wake up and go, "You don't feel good, right? Well, maybe you shouldn't have drank and made a fool out of yourself and me. Wouldn't that have been a good thing if you didn't fucking do that?" And, you know, just keep pushing until she cried. Because I don't really know if someone loves me if I can't make them cry. So, isn't that the test for all of us, really? If you're with somebody and you don't know if you can make them cry, I'd really go deeper. Wouldn't trust that bond. But I made a different choice that morning. I went with, hey, baby, you feel shitty? Look, you want me to go get you a breakfast burrito? So that was how I treated it. But I knew that the record store was right next to the breakfast burrito place. All right? So I go to Atwater Village, and I go to the burrito place. And I go up, and there's a Latino guy there, which I expected. I'm not racist, but I was like, oh, yeah, of course you're here. So I order the burrito from him, and then I go 3 doors down to the record store. And I was almost in like a panic. You know, I just walk into this record store. It was only open for like 10 minutes. I just barge in. I'm like, Beefheart. Do you have doors to Beefheart? And the guy in there, it was almost as if he was expecting me. He's like, yep. And he walks me over to this bin, and I'm like, which one? Which one? Safe as milk. All right, this is the one? All right, good. And as I'm walking out, like I see there's a sealed Kraftwerk album, and I'm like, well, I'm still kind of gay. So like I get that. So I got Kraftwerk, and I got Beefheart, and I purchase it, and I go back to the burrito place. I timed it right to pick up her burrito, and I'm waiting online. I got my records, and there's some big old weird-looking dude behind me, and I approach the Latino kid, and he says, "What'd you get?" And I'm like, you wouldn't understand. That's what I'm doing in my mind. So I got Captain Beefheart. He's like, oh, really? Which one? I'm like, safe as milk. He's like, that's a good start. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And then it just became this pocket of weirdness, because I was like, all right, so he's onto it. How am I? And then I turn around to walk out, and the guy behind me is this large, kind of looks like, he looks like the dude that he lived through the 60s and survived it. He had heard the exchange with the Latino guy, and then as I'm walking out, I hear him right here to the side of my head go, trying to catch up, huh? But it was like, to me, it didn't even come off as an insult. Like I walked right by him, and I'm like, that is all I'm doing. I mean, I think in every aspect of my life, that is all I'm doing. So then I thought, that was the Buddha. That guy was the Buddha. And I so wanted to go back and have him not be there and then ask the Latino guy, where's that guy that was behind me? And have the Latino guy go, there was no one behind you. I sat over there and I looked at the audience. I'm like, oh, they look good. I judge. I judge everything. I judge all the time. I'm a great judger. I have shitty judgment, but I'm a great judger. I'll judge the fuck out of almost everything. I fucking love it. I'll own it. I hate when people say, hey, don't judge. Because I'm like, fuck you. Don't take away my hobbies. I mean, if there is a God, why should he have all the fun? I love to fucking judge. What does that even mean, don't judge? What does the resting human brain do other than go, what the fuck is that guy? I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, there's eating. There's like, oh, I'm working now. And like, that guy's an idiot. That's all there is. And then fucking, but you're usually judging at least for a few minutes during that. Until you lose yourself, and then you think you're a hero of some kind. But, I don't even know what that meant. But I think it makes sense. But the point is, I learned a lesson about judgment. There's a story that I want to tell, because I think it's an important story to tell. I'm at a hotel in Montreal. All that's happening in this story is I'm walking towards an elevator. That's it. I'm walking towards an elevator. There's a guy in front of me about 20 feet walking towards the elevator. He's wearing shorts. That's all that's happening. Now, I don't know what's going on with me that day. I'm sure there's something on my mind. But I do know that when I looked up and noticed that guy, my brain went, fuck those shorts. But that angry. Immediately. Like, who the fuck? What kind of fucking idiot? Like, I was that hostile. Now, we've all had that happen. You see somebody you don't know dressed a certain way, and you're just walking down the street, and you're like, oh, fuck you. Now your weird attempt at self is cluttering my fucking brain. Like, what are you trying to present me here? What era are you going for? Where are we? I mean, is that a real beard? Is that a coffee shop beard? Is that the Jews run the government, I should have an outhouse beard? What are you trying to do? Do you need those glasses? Are you just a glasses delivery system? And anyways, you get what I'm saying. And I've made bad choices in that area. I've been on the other side of that. There is footage of me on Conan O'Brien, 1992, sitting confidently beside him, wearing black leather pants and a black velvet Nehru jacket. That exists in the world. I left my house thinking that was a good idea, that I could transcend that outfit in a non-ironic way and be funny. What the fuck was I thinking? I mean, did I leave my house thinking like, I'm Bono? I can do this. All right, back to the elevator. So by the time I get to the elevator, I'm seething with anger at that guy's pants choice. Literally, like, you're a fucking idiot. People wouldn't even wear those shorts on vacation. You're so, how the fuck could you, like, I was so furious. I was seething, right? And I hadn't even seen him from the front yet. We get on the elevator. He turns around, and he's got a scar that starts on the center of his forehead and goes all the way around his skull. My only thought in that moment was, oh, you can wear them. But I don't even, what does that even mean? Like, what went through my mind? Like, let's do like a montage, right? First shot, he turns around. My thought, what happened to your head, man? Right? Second thought was probably, that must have been touch and go for at least an afternoon. You know, concerned family wandering the hospital hallways, the whole bit. Then the third thought must have been like, well, you've earned the right to pretty much wear whatever you want, pal. And I guess the final thought was, I'm going to give you a pass today. Because I'm the king of this elevator. And you're my guest. What floor would you like? I'm not an alpha guy. I just want to put that out there. Like, I think I act like an alpha guy, but I don't think I am an alpha male. And I know that because when I lock eyes with a real alpha male, they know. I can read their face. There's that moment they're like, say hi to the little girl in there. I'm like, oh, fuck, they saw you. They saw you. Walk away. Just going to want to talk about sports. Walk away. You don't know how. You're going to bring up extreme wanking. You know? But yeah, I'm not that guy. I'm not a sports guy. I mean, I just wasn't brought up believing in it. And, but there's still part of me, it's weird, I'm 49. There's still part of me that if I see like 4 high school guys wearing varsity jackets, there's still part of my brain that thinks, oh fuck, be cool, just be cool. I'm not even on their radar. I mean, like, unless it's for one of them to say, why is that old guy acting weird? You know, and in my brain, I'm like, leave me alone, I'm just going to my locker. I'm just going to my locker. You know? But okay, let's get to sports. I'm not a sports guy for a very specific reason. I also think I'm a comedian for a very specific reason. And it has to do with my parents, because they can go fuck themselves. Look, if your parents ever sent you to more than one summer camp in the summer, it wasn't about you having a good time. They wanted you out of the house. They didn't want to deal with you anymore. And they'll try to push it off on you, like, you need to learn new things. They're like, when is a Jewish kid going to need to ride a horse? Seriously, when am I going to need to ride a horse? What situation will I ever be in where I'm like, thank God I went to that camp where they all made fun of me because I can ride this horse right out of here. My mother also found me a guitar teacher. That was a guy who was married. There was these 2 Christian hippies, little chubby Christian hippies, and they would come, they would pick me up at school, they would take me to swim practice, they would take me out to dinner, and then they'd take me home to their house and teach me guitar. And my mother would say, how was your guitar lesson? And I would say, with my other parents, it was fine. My mother is a professional anorexic, and I say that because it's her job. It's not a sickness. She manages it. If you were to ask my mother, what do you do for a hobby? She would say, I maintain a weight of 116 pounds. And you would say, that's your life? Yes, that's all my life goes into that. So that's my mom. I thought it'd be funnier. But because this next part really needs a buffer. I think for the first 9 years of my life, I was a fat kid. And I really believe my mother just saw me as some sort of weird extension of her fat. And I think that she thought if she could just stop eating, that maybe the kid would disappear. Oh. I can't frame that any funnier. But just saying at that time made me hurt a little bit. Let's get to the funny part. At some point, my mother decided maybe we should put Fat Mark. She didn't refer to me that way out loud. But I could see it. I think Fat Mark should be on Pee Wee Little League. I showed no interest in sports. I didn't care about sports. I was not guided that way. I never played catch with my dad because playing catch with my dad would have been like throwing the ball away. All right. So she puts Fat Mark on Pee Wee Little League. All right, now when you're fat and you're on Pee Wee Little League, you're in the outfield because no one's going to hit that far. And if it does get out that far, it's going to hit the ground. It's going to just be bouncing. It's not a big deal. So Fat Mark is out in center field. Got a fat left fielder, got the fat right fielder. We're just out there being fat. We're the fat outfield. All right, maybe a little chatter, hitting the glove a little bit. Hey, bada, what does this even mean? Why are we saying this like this? You know, maybe a little chit chat with the other guy. Hey, you gonna get a Snickers or a snow cone after? I'm probably gonna get both. I'm gonna get a rainbow snow cone and try to eat it before it turns purple. All right. And look, I got to be honest with you. I was not prone. You know, I'm fairly athletic. I could probably pull it up, but I was afraid of the ball, man. But like at that time, like you know, batting is how I would bat. Catching. But this was me in the picture. All right, so here's what happens, and this was a life-changing event. We're gonna try and work through this. I've made a promise to myself to work through this. I'm out there in center field, just being fat. We're having our time out there. All right, we're just kicking the dirt around.